Hey everyone, welcome to another Explorer and Pioneer video here on Magic Arena. Hit those like and subscribe buttons if you haven't already, I do appreciate the support. And today we are playing some Izzet Prowess, so like a lot of the decks which are kind of coming through in Pioneer these days, this is kind of standard plus plus, it takes the kind of core of a standard deck, given the kind of current power level of standard, and adds a few old cards to give it that kind of extra playability. So this, if you are familiar with how standard is at the moment, Izzet Prowess is a very popular deck, built around the new Cori-Steel Cutter, the 2-mana artifact that whenever you cast your second spell each turn, creates a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess, and you can attach the equipment to it, and it gives the equipped creature +1/+1 trample and haste, so this very quickly just snowballs and takes over the game. One of the most powerful, if not the most powerful card from Tarkir. And then basically the deck runs a whole load of cheap spells, cantrips, burn spells, pump spells that allows you to consistently cast 2 spells a turn, but trigger the Steel Cutter and take over the game. So as you can see from this list, there are so many 1-drops, so I've separated it into 2 piles of blue 1-drops and red 1-drops, but we've got all of our cantrips that you recognise from Izzet Phoenix. We've also got Storm Chaser's Talent, very good, just producing yet more prowess creatures that can take over the game. I keep saying take over the game. It's clearly a phrase on my mind today. I just want to take over some games. Swift Spear as well, so yes, all of those prowess creatures, and Slickshot Show Off, which has kind of pseudo-double prowess, even though it doesn't pump its toughness, but again, very powerful creature that can close out the game very, very quickly. And then the burn spells and the pump spells with Play with Fire, Burst Lightning, Bolt Wave, so good ways of doing either damage directly to the opponent's face. In the case of Bolt Wave, I mean, you can do these with these as well, but you can also just get annoying opposing creatures out of the way. And then the old favourite 4 copies of Monstrous Rage as well. Now, given that this deck taps out at 2 mana, you can probably guess that it's not got a huge number of lands, just 19, 16 dual lands, 1 of each basic, and Sawara as well. So yeah, pretty simple mana base. In the sideboard, we've got some counter spells, so we've got Annul, Spell Pierce, and Negate. We are also running 4 copies of Into the Floodmoor, so that we can not only get kind of creatures out the way, but it's one of the few ways that this deck has to answer things like temporary lockdown, which can prove a problem. If you're not able to counter them, then at least you can bounce them later and get some of your stuff back. Obviously, you don't get the tokens back, but you can at least do something there. Red Cat Melee for those red mirror matches. Abrade, again, this is for taking out opposing Cori-Steel Cutters. Normally, this is kind of just swing and ignore what the other player's doing, but if you can get a bit of advantage over them, then that's good. And then a couple of unlicensed hearses as well for Graveyard Hate. So yeah, as I say, you'll recognise most of this deck if you are a standard player. Obviously, playing Pioneer just give us access to some more cards, a slightly more consistent mana base. We don't have to run any of the Verges, for example, which can be a problem if you don't have the right basic lands types. So yeah, that's the deck. Izzet Prowess? Pretty self-explanatory. You'll see how it does in the gameplay. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. And let's take it on to the ladder. I mean, this hand's okay. It's not amazing. Okay, the opponent's playing some sort of pixie-style deck. Actually, getting a Swift Spear on turn 1 is pretty good. So yeah, this will grow quite quickly, but hopefully we can just play past it. Maybe it's more of a Sheltered by Ghosts. I mean, Sheltered by Ghosts is a good card in this matchup. There's not really much point looking for removal while it's got Ward 2, so I'll just plot the Slick Shot and hope for the best. Okay, well, this having lifelink is going to cause us some problems. Okay, well, there's the Steel Cutter. I'll play that. Get Show Off down. Then we'll grow the show off. So we can begin to attack their life total a little. Binding the old gods. What do you go for here? Yeah, I think that makes sense. So they go down to 16. Another Steel Cutter. Well, that's fair. And we'll opt. Don't really want Bolt Wave. It's going to make me have one anyway. Okay, well. Yeah, I think this lifelink are not having an answer to it. I mean, they've gained like 15 life off of this game. And a Winding Constrictor as well. Another Scavenger. Okay, they've got all of the things. And another enchantment too. Yeah, I think I'm going to struggle to do them. Uh, 19 damage. Well, I suppose it'll be 17 with this having unlocked. Is there any chance of me doing them 17 damage? I don't think so, but we could give it a go, couldn't we? No, looking for land. Problem is I lose the trample by doing it like this. No, that won't do either. Okay, we can scoop this one up. Yeah, no answer to their lifelinker was a problem, for sure. So I think Spell Pierce is pretty good in this matchup. Less fussed, I think, probably about... yeah, let's take 3 of the Bolt Waves out, just because doing damage directly to their face is fine, but it's not really what we want to be doing. Okay, this is a better hand for what we anticipate to be what we're up against. Okay, well, it's pretty tempting to just Swift Spear, play Storm Chaser's talent, and start the train rolling. Mill 3 cards, create a 1/1. That's fine. What does this do? Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, and it comes back as a thing. Okay, fine. Yeah, well, we'll start with a sleight of hand. I think plotting show off is absolutely fine. Just keeping the train rolling. Yeah, make that a 2/2 all you like. Okay, and Sheltered by Ghosts is fine. Shame that came out a little too late there, but never mind. So, Slick Shot Show Off. Then I think, so I could punch that out of the way with Scavenger. Burst Light and punch the Scavenger out of the way, rather. Fire off a Monstrous Rage on Slick Shot. Should be just about sufficient. Yep. Excellent. So... Ooh, I should really put a null in, shouldn't I? That would be a good answer to artifacts and enchantments. So yes, that can go in. The other Bolt Wave can come out, and I think pretty happy with that. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, so we've got 4 counter spells, but enough proactive action. You don't want to be running too many counter spells, just because obviously it's not a non-creature you can cast whenever you want. Deafening Silence. Well, that's a pretty good one against us. Fortunately, we can do a fair amount of stuff at instant speed, so it's not the worst. Like, we can go looking for additional things to cast at the end of their turn. And a Scavenger as well. Okay, the opponent's got a good start. And another Deafening Silence. Well, the second one doesn't do very much. I suppose it does grow their creature. Yep, I'll keep the play with fire. Fire off. Yeah, I'll play Swift Spear. I think there's a converse. Do I want to just kill the Scavenger before it gets any bigger? Or maybe just play Opt. What does this turn into whenever this creature attacks? Exile type. Okay, I mean, that is going to be quite annoying. Yeah, let's just Opt. Draw. Don't really want another land yet. But you're going to give me one anyway, aren't you? Yep, we'll pass the turn. Quite annoying that we can't attack, but... these silences are a problem. But I don't want that. It annoys me. Okay. You go ahead. You do your thing. Is this an enchantment? Interesting. No blocks. Okay, I'm going to need something good. That's not going to do it. Can I grab anything from my graveyard? Not really. That's not proactive enough at this point. Okay, well, Monstrous Rage is something. So, what have they current? So this is a 6/5 at the moment, so yeah, Monstrous Rage would allow me to trade. I think, yeah, I can just block with 1, actually, and Monstrous Rage it. don't like doing it like this, but I need to get that off the battlefield. Yep, that'll do. I'll have back my Swift Spear. Okay, well, they're on 28 life. So let's return an instant or sorcery card. Well, that's not going to do much for us right now. I might as well attack with all. They can't kill any of my creatures this turn. This will get quite big and draw them cards. Okay, well that's quite annoying, isn't it? Sadly, these play with fires do not line up very well against a Setessan champion. Yep, guess we're still just searching for stuff. Nope. Pick up Monstrous Rage. There you go. No, I can't yet open the ritual chamber. That's fine. I mean, I say it's fine, it's not brilliant. And another enchantment. The opponents, I quite like what the opponent's doing here. It's definitely well calibrated to combat what we're doing. Whether it's a strong deck by itself, I'm not sure, but... all of the various lifelink abilities are doing them quite a lot of good here. $17. Another Swift Spear. It doesn't feel good, does it? So I can't really pick up anything that does us any good. It's just the 2 damage just isn't sufficient. I suppose I could kill the Naturalist. Yeah, let's try that for size. Pick up the Play with Fire. Kill that. Just get rid of all of their cheaper stuff. Then I suppose if I'm able to get this onto level 3, at least I might then start be able to, you know, I could just generate lots of tokens and eventually... Yeah, not with the Besaju, I'm not doing that. Yeah, okay. Let's have a mountain. Scavenger, yep. And another one. So a kicked Burst Lightning, sadly, even that isn't enough to get rid of their Setessan champion anymore. suppose I could try this. Let's see what happens. Well, that kind of works. It's still not looking amazing, let's be honest, but at least that's one of the sources of their card draw out the way. But I feel super dead here. Yeah, open the annex. Oh god, I forgot. I didn't realise this triggers when you open a door as well. God. This scavenger really does far too much for a 1-drop. Okay, I go 6. Okay, well, close game. Those deafening silences were very clutch. Yeah, this is fine. Can use sleight of hand to find a second land if we need to. So I was about to face the same deck again. I was going to throw a massive tantrum there. Yeah, Ottawa will do. It's not amazing that it's just blue land, but can't be fussy in a game like this. Yes, I will take 2, and I will be grateful. So we'll consider in response to that. Take a Steam Vents. Yeah, I'm going to need to get that off the battlefield, so Swift Spear, play with fire on Thalia. This is a cool art for Thalia. I'm not sure I've seen this one before. Very nice. Yeah, Adeline on 3 is what I was afraid of, so I think we're going to have to do some good work here to overcome this problem. So, Steel Cutter. Follow it up with Slick Shot, just so we get the trigger. We don't really have any good attacks at this point, so let's just chill for a turn. But we are one good turn away from just killing them, so not worried yet, he says, whilst hyperventilating. Yeah, Copper Coat's pretty good. So I think I'm willing to trade the Otter for the Recruitment Officer. Just, I mean, I'll take 11 if I do that. Yeah, I think I kind of need to, because I either win the game this next turn or I just lose, so... Okay. So, I burst Lightning the Copper Coat. I create another Steel Cutter token. That's not going to do it, though, is it? Is it? Attack for 6. the slick shots. If I copper coat their face, does that make any difference? Copper coat, burst lightning their face. No, I think I need to kill the Vanguard. Put them down to 7. Oop. Spitting drink on my desk. Oh, they do have lethal here if they see it. Actually, they've got lethal whatever they do. If they attack with all, I'm dead. Fun fact. And they saw it. Yep, fair enough. Yep, couldn't quite punch through enough damage there. I think I do want a couple of Into the Flood Moors against this opponent. Can just sub out, I think, maybe a couple of Ops. And run it back. It's not quite enough non-creature spells there. My Slickshot shelves didn't quite do enough for us. And Thalia got in the way, because I would have had a better turn too if I had to kill her. This mana is slightly awkward, this being just a blue land. We'll attack. Send the Slick Shot off on its own little subplot. That's fine. I'll get Slick Shot into play. Play with fire away Thalia. Yep, they're trying to do the same thing to me again. Let's see if it works out for them this time. So that makes that a 5/4. So it survives. I could also just kill another one of their creatures, which I think is fine. So let's take out the recruitment officer and just punch as much damage through as possible. Yep. Okay. Not sure we're doing anything differently. Not sure we have any other good cards to sideboard in, I suppose. I could put in all of the Into the Flood Moors. Yeah, let's put them all in. Just because it's an answer to Adeline. It's not a terrible tempo play if I play it proactively. Reasonable. We'll start with talent. Portable hole on my talent is fine. It's not brilliant, but it's fine. This getting bigger is quite annoying. Well, being able to bounce it later is actually reasonable, because it's going to end up... They're going to have to sink quite a lot of resources into it. Land. Thank you. Okay, this is looking okay. Another warden. And a copper coat. Okay, so we'll kick it off. Yeah, there's a question here of how long they want to wait. Apparently they want to wait a long time. It's fine. I'm happy to take 4 from it here. If they attack. Yeah? That doesn't yet have vigilance. That's pretty good. Show off, you say. Right, well, play Steel Cutter. Play with fire there. Copper Coat Vanguard. Attack with all. Ooh, perfect. Okay, yeah, this Into the Floodmoor is going to do great work here. Ooh, and another Steel Cutter, that is spicy. Let's see what they have left in their hand. Might be like a... Okay. That's pretty neat. Not gonna save them, though. The Wandering Rescuer. A 5-drop in mono-white humans. Not sure about that. I mean, it's a spicy card for sure, but is that really what you want to be doing? Other tapped creatures you control have hexproof. I mean, I suppose it's not really a 5-drop. But yeah, they sunk a lot of resources into tapping stuff there. And not really attacking down my life total. They could have tried to race me, I think. Oh well. Good, good. And a Guild Pact. Okay. That changes my turn 1 plan a little. So, Swift Spear into Storm Chaser's talent, I think, is decent. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to sneak under them. But they haven't had the quickest start, actually, so we might be able to. Yeah, because I can Steel Cutter. Play another Swift Spear. Now, I am kind of out of things to do after this, so... Okay, now I'm no longer out of things to do, so... Show off... Consider... Yep. Cool, okay, well we snuck game one because they stumbled on mana a bit. So, in terms of our answers for mono green, I think they largely revolve around into the Floodmoor. So again, I think I'll take our opt, just trim one of our cantrips. We do want our early removal spells for their elves. That's fine. Instant regret. We'll see if this works out for us. I was too tempted by the so much burn. I mean, them not playing anything on turn 3 is actually not terrible for us. Yeah, okay. Still nothing, eh? Well, I suppose this is my own fault. I am just going to draw 3 steel cutters in a row. I deserve the pain that is coming my way. Okay, then missing a land drop here might be significant. So let's take that out. So I think here, if I attack... No, I'm not attacking, I don't think. Let's just bolt wave. So they're on 8, and now I think we're just relying on being able to steel cutter. Which at this point isn't looking hugely likely. Maybe if I can get multiple steel cutters into play, I might have something to do. So they are still only on 7 mana, at least. Only. That's annoying. Sure. Well, they don't get any card draw off it, so you may have your indestructible Regisaur person. Don't hate that. So let's see. Bounce. I'm not bouncing this turn, I don't think. I'm just playing Steel Cutter. Then if they want to destroy it with a Boseiju, at least I get a land off it. Wovenwold Oddity. What a card. Okay, doing that main phase is actually quite helpful to me, I think. So I'll grab Steam Vents. Okay, so I can generate some value here. I think I'm just trying to go as far past them as I can. Wish they would stop doing this. really quite annoying. And they're giving me a card, which is not too unfriendly of them. Okay, so I could... Does this do other... No, I don't really want them doing that. So, Steel Cutter, bounce the Uvenwald. I think it's probably the best thing I can do here before they can activate it. Do the bouncing thing. Attach the Steel Cutter. Shame I don't have another land, otherwise they would be dead. So I'm just going to pass. That's fine. That's also fine. Okay, I should be able to win if they do this. So I can block, block, block. So I'm currently on the hook for 12. Yeah, so I do need to block this one as well. And then I think I take 9. Trample. Yeah. Yeah. So, Swift Spear into Bolt Wave. Yeah, they got too impatient there. They could have just waited. But that's the way it goes. So yeah, that was Izzet Prowess. Some interesting games. That first match was kind of, yes, a deck almost like purpose built to be annoying to what I was trying to play, but that's the way it goes. And 5 packs is a lot, isn't it? Let's see what we get out of these. Hellkite. I'm surprised I haven't seen that in any deck lists yet. I'm sure. I know Scalding Tarn is quite good. Yeah, at some point, be interested to see if we can build something around that. So yeah, we're doing a pretty good job of collecting the Tarkir cards. But yeah, that is the deck. Yeah, Izzet Prowess, powerful. It's definitely probably the best deck in Standard. Is it good enough in Explorer? I mean, it did reasonably well there. Can it punch through some of the more powerful stuff going on? I think unclear at this point. Obviously, Steel Cutter is a very good card. Is this quite the right build for it? It feels more the right build than the Rakdos version I played a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, good, very good. But here's the deck list one more time, and it's in the description as usual. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe, as always, and I'll see you next time.